Hi, I'm Master Albert Cheung. Now, one of the latest hot issue is probably who is going to be the next US president. Will it be Donald Trump or will it be Hillary Clinton? Now, in this episode, we'll be using the Chinese astrology system, also called the purple astrology, to predict who is going to win the US election. So, how do the Chinese astrology system work? It works with the interpretation of the astrology chart. And the astrology chart can be generated with the astrology software. So, if you just go to my website and then download the software, you automatically have the icon appearing on the front desk. So, just double click the icon. Immediately you will see the templates appearing, and then click again, and then the software will appear in front of you. Now, according to the information that we got from the internet, Donald Trump's birth information is as follows. He was born in the year 1946, 14th June. So to generate his astrology chart, what you need to do is just input the birth time and the birth date. So first of all, we input 1946. And then June 06. And then 14. Now, he was born in the hour of the dragon, which happens to be between 7 to 9 a.m., which is actually 8 here. And of course, we also need to select, the gender, either it's female or male. So once we have the male here, and then the next thing to do is we just press the live button. Now, in the Chinese astrology system, we actually have quite a number of charts. Basically, we have the most important chart called the life chart. Now, the life chart actually gives you the picture of the individual on a life scale. Then, if we wanted to have an understanding of the different scenario at different time dimension, then we need to know. Then we need to interpret what we call the 10 years chart and also the current year chart. Now, first of all, let's have a look at the life chart. And to generate the life chart, very easy. What you need to do is just to press the life chart button here. And then immediately all the stars and the chamber will appear in the different houses of the astrology chart. Now, so let's spend a few more minutes to understand the contents of the astrology chart. As I just mentioned, the chart itself is composed of 12 houses. Now, each houses actually have their names, okay? Like the houses that is on the bottom left-hand corner is called the house of the tiger. And then from a clockwise direction is actually the house of the rabbit, and then the house of the dragon, the house of the snake, the house of the horse, etc. Now, within these houses, we place the 12 chambers. And the 12 chambers being the self chambers, the eldest chamber, the karmic chambers, property chambers, career chambers, staff chambers, travel chambers. And of course, for those people who are totally new to the astrology system, now once they have this software, they can actually move the cursor to the area called the chamber. So once they click the self chamber, automatically the templates will come out, and to give them the detailed meaning of the self chamber. So for the self chamber, this is who you are, who you will become in your place of birth, and this encompasses the whole spectrum of what makes up the person, character, personality, etc. Now, of course, among all the 12 chambers, the most important chamber to look at is obviously the self chamber. Because what kind of stars, that sits in the self chamber will give accounts to what is their personality. Now, for the case of Donald Trump, he is He was born in the year 1946, June the 14th, and also in the hour of the dragon. Now, with this birth information, according to the computer-generated chart, it tells us that his self-chamber is located in the house of the tiger. And the stars that sits in the self-chamber is called the commander and the mirror. Now, first of all, let's have a look at what the commander is. Now, of course, we wouldn't be able, to put the whole length of the character, onto the plates of the chart. So, what you need to do is to move, the cursor to the area of the star and then press again, And so immediately it will give you a very general explanation of what the star is. Now, commander, every star has this, what we call the strength and weakness. And the strength of being a commander is actually, he's a guy, with leadership, pioneering, confident, far-sighting, decisive, and also very big, very business-minded. And I'm sure, all the mention of what I had, with this character fully fits, the profile of Donald Trump. So apart from the life chamber being the most important chambers, the other chambers that are also very important to look at is, of course, the travel chambers. Okay, because whenever people, feel that that they are not doing well in their place of birth, then they might think of, doing the living or making the living, in what we call the foreign places. Say, for example, if I'm born in Hong Kong, if I think life hasn't been doing very well, in Hong Kong or in the Southeast Asia, then is it worth, to explore opportunities, let's say in China or in Europe or in the States? In such a situation, then we need to look at the constellation in the travel chamber. Now, the other chambers that is also very important is obviously what we call the career chambers. Now, in the life chamber, in the life astrology chart, the career chamber will actually tells us, what kind of career platform, that we will be making, in a life scale. And obviously, apart from career, the other very important prospect in life is prosperity. Now, this tells about what kind of platform that we will be making our money in. Now, just now we have introduced to you the life chart, of the astrology system. The life chart will actually tells you the overall energy, of an individual on a life scale for their different spectrum of life, Obviously, this is what we call the most important chart because it affects you, for your whole life. But we also understand things tend to change, at different stages of life. So in the astrology system, we will also have what we call the 10 years chart and also the current year chart. Now, say for example, if you have a lifespan of 100 years, then everyone will have a number of different 10-year period. Okay? Now, if you want to know, in every 10-year period, the kind of energy that is affecting, for that particular 10 years, then what you need to do is go to the astrology chart and then press the button 10 years. Now, once you press the button 10 years, there will be a manual appearing in the middle. Say, for example, for Donald Trump, his first 10 years stages will be from the year 3 to 12, and then the second 13 to 22nd. And then, if we have a look, of what his current 10 year is, it's actually, he is now in his what we call the 7th 10 years period, which is actually from the age of 63 to the age of 72, which correspond to 2009 to 2018. So once we identified his current 10 years, so we just press that button, and immediately the current 10-year chart will appear in front of you. Now, as you can see, the 10-year chart is actually represented, by the blue color. So what you can see is for the current 10-year chart, the south chamber actually is located in these houses. Okay, and inside that houses is what we call the star called the Pioneer, and on the opposite is Commander. Now, just by the name of the star itself, Pioneer and Commander are actually what we call very vibrant energy. And once into that particular 10 years, under the influence of this particular two stars, those energy will bring him what we call a very vibrant 10 years and also very positive energy. And particularly if he have the ambitions to become the US president, that would be a great blessing. Now, we have just looked at Donald Trump's, the 7th 10-year chart. Now, as we have said, a 10-year chart will comprises of the period, for 10 years. And because the presidential election happened in the year 2016, so the next important step is actually to have a look at Donald Trump's current year astrology chart. So in order, to have a look, at what the current year chart, what we need to do is go to the button called years and then press years. Okay. Now, automatically, actually, the design of the software will actually have the current year, appearing on the menu. So if you really wanted to analyze, the current year astrology chart, and if that year appeared rightly, so just press the button go. Okay. Now, the current year chart will actually tell us what is the current year energy for Donald Trump for his different spectrum of life. And again, the most important chamber to look at is his current year south chamber. Now, as you can see here, the blue color, template will stand for the different chambers for the 10-year scale. And for the current year, we'll have it in red color. Okay. Now, for the year 2016, the current year south chamber actually also sits, in these houses with Pioneer and also Commander sitting in the local chamber and opposite. So this actually means that for the current year, there is a very positive and vibrant, very important energy to help Donald Trump to achieve his ambitious project, running for the US presidency. Now, in this episode, we have shared with you the subject of the Chinese astrology, how the Chinese astrology works, how to interpret the life chart, the 10-year chart, and also the current year chart. We have also used the cases of Donald Trump as an example. So, from all the information that we have interpreted, we really think that Donald Trump is going to have a very good chances of becoming the next US president. In the next episode, we will be looking into the astrology chart of Hillary Clinton, because in the coming presidential election, it is going to be a race between Trump and also Clinton. So who is going to win the next election? We'll be comparing, the astrology chart of Trump and also with that of Hillary Clinton. So look forward to seeing you in the next episode.